Okay, well, decided to do the video a day early in that since we got a lot going on, and we were blessed with a awesome amount of rain, so one more day we don't have to water, which is good. So that saves about an hour and a half of actual work time. So today we are basically going to have the garden looking a little bit more like a construction zone, as we've been doing a lot of work on here, and actually got a decent harvest this week for our first decent big harvest for the family. So I kind of start out with there. As soon as I can look in the sun on my camera and find my camera button, here we are. So there it is. Today we got probably about a pound of mammoth snow peas and about a half pound of jalapenos. That was off of 3 plants. What the chippies didn't get, we got about a pound of strawberries this week and about 6 ounces, 8 ounces of raspberries. And these, for how big they look, are actually daikon radishes. Not the biggest size, but they did bolt, and we did plant them a little too early. And our first 2 cucumbers, so they're about 8 inches and 10 inches respectively, so very good off there. And we have about 3 more started on that one. And then we got the sweet banana peppers, which are only supposed to be about 4 inches. And these are the Italian long hots we picked. Maybe between 6 and 10 inches long, and they'll probably turn red, so we'll be leaving them on the counter to dry and ripen. So today what we're doing after the storm, we got a lot of staking to do. As you can see, my better half and garden extraordinaire lady, Jeannie, I'm in most of the weeding right here. So that looks nice. So that'll be good for about 2 weeks before we get another rainstorm. And as you can see right here, our Brussels sprouts are doing fine, very good. And the cucumbers are really heading up the trellis. So that is a good surprise. We were unsure if they'd be suited for that, but they seem to be going so far. And right here, and yeah, this is one of the worst problems we have, where the garden's overtaking the walkway. That's a blessing and a half. As you can see down here, our patty pan squash have really started to take off in the flowering. And some smaller sunflowers are coming up a little bit. And we do have some blossoms on our ghost pepper that we bought. And we even have an eggplant over here going. The okra in back is doing fine, although it's a little bit small. And what I wanted to show you especially too, and since the last video, is the beans going over the cages. I'll kind of do a panoramic view of it right there, which is exactly how we wanted it to do. But one thing I will say is next year we will be planting about 2 inches apart, because it seems to me that the more they crowd each other, actually, the more they produce. So now on the potted bush beans we got from the Amish, I believe it was about 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago we planted them, and if you want to see something extremely amazing, from 3 weeks ago from seed, we have already the first bean blossoms on there. And that is on all 3 of them. We had a little issue with rabbits and that, we still do, but we are keeping to a minimum. And what we are going to do is, and it's going to be a pain, but we have 350 feet of 2-foot tall chicken wire that we're going to graft onto the fence all around the entire perimeter. So it's probably going to be about 350 feet total for that. It did get too warm for our mustard and that. It did bolt, but we could, at the same time, we could have pulled them out too. They just came so fast. But right here's what's left of our greens, and probably won't have too much more of them. However, I will be ordering more for next year already. And we did harvest some beets, by the way, this week too, and very good. Hopefully these will be done soon. And for want of a better term, yeah, either bolting or damage from the rabbits. I guess no broccoli for us. So, moving right along, it's kind of amazing. I'll kind of see if you can get a picture of me right here. This right here is the height of those Amish paste tomatoes. And those are doing awesome. They have them. We're really playing with the soil here lately, but if you can really see, there are tomatoes on a lot of them right down there. This plant too, even right now, we got one started there, some more down there, and these supposedly are like Romas, but they're only bigger and juicier. On this plant right here, we got blossoms here. 2 started there, 4 started there, and about 5 or 6 in this bunch growing down here. That's on one plant. This plant as well. 3 areas growing and some nice size tomatoes already started. So I am real happy with them. And I cannot wait till we start getting the full harvest in them. These, we actually had a real, how can I put this, not a good thing going on here because plants just didn't seem to want to take. But these are some of the lemon boys, and they've actually started to go pretty good there too. So I've never grown them before, and I don't think Jeannie has either, so we're gonna see what happens. Now this thing, it looks extremely sickly. We don't know why. Whether it was too much or not enough water, I don't know, but realistically, I'm not tearing it down because as bad as it looks here, right here we got some tomatoes growing right here and 2 more areas of blossoms. So I'm not quite ready to give up on here. There's a lot of flowering up here. The okra was, remember about 2 weeks ago I showed you they're about a hand high? They're about 5 inches high, and this is what I mean right here, where it does not take long for that plant to take off. Now it is its time to shine. And right over here, as you can see, we did pull out the daikon radishes. I gotta do a little bit more cleaning up there though. And we're gonna plant some more dill there, and I'll show you the reason why in a minute. So we can kind of hopefully get the fava beans up a little bit better. As you can see right there, those are about 5 inches long, about 1/2 inch thick. Our snow peas did awesome, and right here again, the dill is pushing about 5 feet tall right here. So again, very impressed. And I believe that one, if I'm going to quote a business on eBay, would be Heirloom Seed Guy, if I'm not mistaken, where we got that from. So that's something to really look into. A lot of our stuff too is just trial and error, so sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, but oh well. I mean, it's all good. That's what we're here for learning. And so back to the tour here. We see our Trinidad scorpion peppers finally started taking off a lot more, as well as the habaneros and that. This was all those small plants that were had a lot of space between them. In fact, that we had to stop and do some extra staking is pretty much a good thing. As you can see here, on one of the plants, we will, let me get this out here. That right there is one of the chocolate Trinidad scorpion peppers we got going on. And if you can see that there, that is another one hanging down on the bottom. The reapers, as persistent as we were getting them, I'm happy to report, haha, finally, finally we did get one started right there. And that thing's probably about 1/2 inch or so in diameter. And that's probably about 1/3 of the full grown size of them. We also have a couple more buds starting right here, so I have really high hopes for these two. Kind of sorry I did not buy any other ones. I did try growing from seed as well, and it did not work well, mostly because the soil wasn't amended properly or whatever, but hey, live and learn. Over here, those basket of fires that we got from the Amish, again, as you can see down here, is small, but they are producing very well. And for those who are doing container gardening, that's actually a pretty good plant to put in there. Over here, we're going to go into the tunnel next with the beans. And this up here are all the blossoms as I'm walking by that you can see on here. And they are doing very well. You can see a little bit up close right here. We actually have beans started. And this is what I mean right here by planting them close together. Is right here, this is about 5 plants crowding each other over here. And there's just a ton of blossoms up on here. So, lesson learned for next year too, we are going to end up doing a lot more. Pleasant surprise, I actually was kind of brain dead and forgot my better half / master. Put some preen on here, and dummy me decided to put some beans from the Amish in, but it's like, you know, okay, we'll leave them go. But I'll tell you what, it's got to be good stock. You put preen on right here, and you got this little bad boy and this little bad boy shooting up right now. There's probably a couple more it's going to come up. Yes, as a matter of fact, there's another one right down there just starting out. So again, it's awesome right there. And as I said too, you know, you get this down here, it's not a problem if they all intersect or whatever. And because we didn't put any cage on, they're all crowding up here. So there's about 6-7 plants on here, and they're pretty almost much up to the maximum. Which up on this bar right here is 7 feet high. And we got probably in this section here where you see the white line, the rope lights, that is about 5 feet high. So these are really doing awesome. Down here, there's not much yet, but the bush beans are doing excellent down here. And the other side are rattlesnake pole beans, which are purple with white stripes. And it's kind of neat because the flowers are purple, whereas the Kentucky blue wonder pole beans are white. And the other ones we planted here, only 3 of them came up, but they're from China. And at the time, I could not find any in the U.S. to buy them, otherwise I would have. But they kind of look more like a weed to an extent. And even right here, they're slightly different. They look like a weed, tree weed right there, but that is actually the bean plant. You can see the vine starting on top there. And over here, you can see where they finally latched on, and this one's about 3 feet high, and along with that one. And this is about 4 feet high right here, up from there. So, and they took a little bit longer, presumably probably because of the difference in climate, but we don't know yet. We'll see how they go, because those are supposed to be the yard-long red asparagus beans. So I have no idea how they'll do. One thing from the Amish that we got is our aromas. And I bet you we have probably on 7 plants close to 100 tomatoes started already. And very nice size. As you can see, almost every plant has every plant has 2 bunches. A lot of them 3 and 4, like this one has 3. And another clump on there started. There's one of them, I think I counted about 18 tomatoes on. They are getting huge pretty fast. And you come alongside over here, and right there, they are all doing fantastic. So very happy. And again, for what we paid for them, not to mention an awesome time out there, it was well worth the trip. This one here too, 3 different areas and 4 other clusters of flowers started. Down here, that's about 2.5 inches, that one in the middle long, and about 1.5 inches wide. So they're already starting to ripen up. These two, the wind did take it down, but it didn't break. About 30 of these are the Indigo Rose tomato started on here. So that I am very happy about. And it's kind of hard, but it's a good problem. That it's kind of hard because I've never had to deal with tomato plants 5 feet tall. So I way underestimated what I needed for staking. So that was the main part of the garden. We actually also have our first pumpkin coming up, and I'm not going to guarantee I can get in there with the camera, but I will try. Again, right here, this was the 4 rogue pumpkins that came up, and they are massively taking over the garden, which is okay because we only have some squash and watermelon in here sporadically growing. So, but right now this currently is about 10 feet across, and you can see right in the center our first pumpkin. So yay. This has a lot of weeding. This right here is our 2 cantaloupe plants, and they are doing fine. I'm going to try and sneak across here without destroying anything. And our blue Hubbard squash has started to flower. And right here, these 2 watermelon plants aren't too far from connecting. And these 2 basically already have. So I did find a couple female flowers on them. So hopefully, oh yes, if there's one right there. That is a female flower. You can tell if you look in the middle, there's like more than one section. The one with one section is a male flower. So that's about the easiest way to tell the difference on them. So anyway, we end up harvesting what we could off the plants today, and that's about it for the garden up front. But there are a couple things more on this video I'd like to show for this week. Things we have been doing, and well, I was going to show you our new area we got going with projects, so we kind of killed that idea. Right there on the fire pit, that is just from those daikon radishes. Those are the top. And another thing we did this week was we expanded our chicken run to have a chicken yard, and they are out in their new yard right now, so nice. We can take a little trip down there and see it. It's basically about 16 feet by 16 feet on 2 sides, and then it encompasses the other 8 square feet of the coop. A little shaded area and kiddie pool for them to make a mess out here. And the rain came down, but I did water it down here. Hi girls! Hi girls! So we basically have a way new area to peck at the grass and find any worms or bugs. Yummy! And it's not quite complete yet, but we have right there, about there, I'm going to be putting a door so we don't have to keep transferring them. But we do almost have them trained to walk from one door to the other, so that's kind of neat right there. And all we did, and the reason we're using so many cable ties and everything, is not to be cheap, but it's to be frugal. And the difference is cheap is you just don't want to spend the money. Frugal is, we're trying to look at the thing to reuse everything. With the exception of the cable ties, every single piece can be reused on this fence. Whether it's the poles, the stakes, the screen door we got at the Habitat for Humanity Restore, and that for $5. Right there, minor. So in a way, we invest in cable ties, and that we're fine. This is my daughter's, Kira's mint plant too, that she also did. And she transplanted there, and I don't know what she did, but that's doing fantastic. So, this next part I want to show you. If you can hang on here a minute. Is going to be one of our crowning achievements right now. Just so you know, right here, these cherry tomato plants are in excess of 5 feet. And the one thing we had a problem with was actually trying to keep them contained. I put 4-foot stakes in there in a pyramid, secured them, and they're still going over by the weight. Unfortunately, we lost a couple plants because of the weight, but you know, they've also doubled up on main stems coming out. So, but if you look right here, I mean, this right here, we are getting massive amounts of blossoms and tomatoes all over them. Right down here, some as much as 30 of them in one area. So talk about an incredible blessing in that. You come over here, these things are about 1.25 inches in diameter already right there. The trail on them is amazing. And almost every one of them, there's 3 of them right now actually taller than me, and I'm at 5'7". So anyway, we did a while ago, even 2 weeks ago, when we were unsure if the loofah gourds were gonna grow or not because they were so small, about 8 inches tall or so. And I want you to get ready for this because our pergola is 8 feet tall. And they said they can get 30 feet in length, and I am like, yeah, I don't know about that in this climate. So this is 2-3 weeks later, and we get started these from seed. This right here is our 5 or 6 plants. And this is in a pot. And this is way up the trellis. This is one plant. And is actually ready to go over. And this part right here, that's about halfway up, that is actually a part of the same plant. And the other one in there is just about above that, the trellis right here. As a matter of fact, we have our first one growing right there. And same over here. We got this one up past the trellis, as well as a couple over here. So, talk about a magic bean of some sort. So that is our main crowning achievement. Like I said, I could not believe it. And they usually don't grow in pots well, but you know, these are leftover plants. That is an okra one there, and maybe it's got no competition, maybe it's the mulch or whatever we're using, but it's loving its area. So aside of that, other things we do, we went up to and took a visit to the Amish, and took care of some personal business up north this week. But other than that, not too much went on. I'm enjoying it. It's coming up the last couple days of my time off from work, so Monday I get back. But it's been an awesome time. It was very hot, so we had limited things that could get done. I didn't get anything nowhere near what I wanted to get done, but you know, that's okay. So anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed our little visit this week, and You know, it's very good. It's a very good day today. Woke up to a nice rain, nice temperatures. You have no idea what a blessing it was. Well, you probably do to see that temperature gauge under 70 degrees, even if it was at 4 in the morning. So, hopefully you all are having an awesome day, and we will see you next video.